Nights at Freddy's is amongst the most popular franchises in recent memory, getting so popular because of its simple to understand but hard to master gameplay. Though I'm not going to talk about any of those. So here's my tier list of the mainline Fnaf games. No, today we're talking about the Fnaf Fangames. Fangames has grown into its own community at this point. Young developers try to recreate the classic Fnaf formula with their own spin on it. Five Nights at Candy's, One Night at Flumpty's, Pop Goes, Body's Born Your Safety Violation now on Game Jolt. Though I'm not talking about any of those games either. But if you're for some reason wondering what I think about those games, here's a tier list of those. So, Grizzlies. Grizzlies takes place in America sometimes in the dystopian early 2040s, and you play as John, the owner of Grizzly's Burgers and Fries. The government has gone full 1984 and John isn't having any of it, with him spewing hate for the president despite it being illegal.
This call is being processed and recorded by the United States government. Any foul play or language towards government officials or the laws that the regime has put in place will be reported and acted upon.
The president fucking stuffs ballots in every possible machine he can find.
John's beliefs lands him in the street when they, the government, takes his house. And with no other place to spend the night, John decides to sleep in his own restaurant every night from now on.
What happened to your house?
Them.
Oh, they got you?
This would be great if someone hadn't tinkered with the security system on John's animatronics, with them now trying to kill him.
Man, what about those robots? Didn't you add something to them?
A security measure.
I think I heard that they can move around to keep the place safe or something, at least. That's what I heard from Earl.
However, something
System
or
loading.
someone messed it up. Now they're after me.
John, what is wrong with you?
Despite the danger, John doesn't seem too worried. By the way, why is all the technology and stuff like VHS when this is 20 years in the future? Regardless, that's enough about the story for now. This isn't a book, this is a game! The gameplay is basically the same as Five Nights at Freddy's 1, but with one crucial difference. The cameras are useless! You can easily 100% this game without looking at the cameras. I did. Thrice. This sounds bad, and it kind of is in some sense when you consider the fact that this is probably not intentional, I hope. But this oversight accidentally created a really fun gameplay loop, though it's sad how this flaw nullifies one of the four animatronics as a threat. Roger Rabbits can ruin one camera at a time if you look at them for too long through one. But if you don't look at the cameras, this means nothing. At least this unfortunate animatronic does bring us to the rest of the gang. Grizzly, the main man himself, he can appear at any of the doors. Every time he moves, he makes a sound, so getting killed by him is almost impossible. All the animatronics in the game has a sound cue before they kill you. As long as you close the door before the sound finishes playing, you'll survive. After Grizzly, we have Silly Willy, or as I like to call him, Ridiculous Dick. Let's just say that his dickering is ridiculous. Yeah, also, it's just me, does he look like Trollface? Prototype is the prototype of Grizzly, I assume. Otherwise, John is just really bad at naming stuff. I guess Silly Willy was a clue. Prototype works exactly like Foxy in Fnaf 1, except that he attacks through the right door. He makes a really loud sound before attacking, so as long as you close the door before the sound effect finishes playing, you're good to go. Those are all the animatronics, and I feel like they together all create a really good gameplay loop. Listening to the sounds and closing the doors, it's like Fnaf 4 but fun. If I were to make a Fnaf fan game, Bonnie's Barnyard, I would want it to play a little like this. Though towards the end it all really turned into Silly Willy and Prototype, the game. Grizzly stops being a threat because of how inactive he is compared to the others, even at the 420 mode, but I guess he's more important than Roger Rabbits. Now when I talk to death about the gameplay, I guess it's time to acknowledge the politically charged elephant in the room. So, the story of Grizzlies is political? How so? I'm not sure as the Swedish guy I am, but some of these phone calls is basically just John ranting about American real-life politics while the person on the other end feels uncomfortable on Thanksgiving dinner.
Literally. In 2028, the Senate instated him as president when he only won by
System loading.
141 electoral votes. Even though the Republicans won 260 and the Democrats won 136, he didn't even pass 270.
I find the politics really funny because I can't understand if the creator supports Donnie or Joey, but I can understand if it makes some Americans really uncomfortable. Now with the politics out of the way, let's address the gutsville elephant in the room. It takes guts is a phrase uttered multiple times in the game, and I think it's really funny. You know, it takes guts to like, subscribe, and hit the bell and join my Discord server, ping me and say it takes guts. Let's now address the artistic mammoth in the room. I love how this game looks. It's the perfect amount of growth. Grizzly's design is great. The cutscenes are really neat with a bunch of mixed art styles. Extra praise goes to the scene where John breaks up with his girlfriend. One great detail is how the clock is an analog one on the wall instead of a digital one in the user interface. It's finally time to address the musical paleotherium in the room. The music in this game is actually really good. I've been listening to the soundtrack on loop in my everyday life, on the bus, in school, and on my night shift as a security guard. It's great! It's available on Spotify, YouTube Music, and iTunes. Give it a listen! All of these things pile up and make Grizzly my favorite Fnaf fan game so far. Maybe it's not the best, but it's my favorite. And also, a Grizzlies 2 is in development. It looks insanely good and I am really hyped for it. Make sure to go down in the description and follow Grizzlies 1 and 2, as well as the creator on GameJolt. Though I am noticing a disgusting lack of Silly Willy in the sequel so far. Grizzlies was nothing but a fun experience, and I am looking forward to the sequel. Grizzlies gets a 10 out of 10 M&Ms! Thank you for watching! If you like this and want me to review other Fnaf fan games, please tell me which one you would like to see me cover in the comments. Maybe Candies, the Flumpty series, Pop Goes, Bondi's Barnyard!